Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Des.
I'm Gaynor.
Office Bloke Aidan.
Here we are, all three of us. If Patreon's your thing, check out the link in the description below. Loads and loads and loads of stuff on there.
Check it.
Full watch-alongs, things like Modern Family, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. There's a sports tier as well, where you can watch sports reactions as well. Yep. Watch-alongs, all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
Check it out. America's richest county versus its poorest. I've seen Virginia.
Wonder where they'll be.
Virginia and West Virginia lit up on that picture, aren't they?
Don't know if one's going to be an H.
I wouldn't have thought the richest. Well, it could be actually. I imagine Virginia's quite borders Washington DC, doesn't it? And all that, so it could be quite. Yeah.
Let's check it anyway. See where it is.
This is Loudoun County, Virginia, brimming with charming little towns, wealthy neighborhoods lined with McMansions, and meticulously maintained infrastructure, beautiful scenery, proximity to the DC Beltway, and affluence to the point where it's almost palatable,
Oh, that's
making
beautiful.
Loudoun County communities the kind of place where you don't have to be in the nice part of town to be in the nice part of town, because while Upperville and the Plains are uniquely wealthy, widespread wealth in Loudoun County is anything but unique. So the deep difference in what life looks like between Loudoun County, Virginia, and the western West Virginia county of McDowell is stark. Because while the Loudoun County city of Ashburn, Virginia waits for yet another Whole Foods or its 9th Starbucks, Welch, West Virginia, the biggest city in McDowell County, lost its only Walmart back in January of 2016. That wouldn't be a big deal for Loudoun County, Virginia, but that Walmart superstore in Welch was the biggest employer in McDowell County with 140 workers when it closed its doors 8 years ago, leaving the already downtrodden community even worse off than when it arrived, as many local shops simply couldn't bear the competition. As McDowell County, West Virginia is dealing with something uniquely difficult, but difficulty certainly isn't unique to McDowell County. If you were to look at the 10, 15, heck even 20 most impoverished counties, from Monroe, Arkansas, ranked 6th lowest in income, to Dallas County, Alabama, ranked 20th with a median income of just $35,000, you'll see a whole lot of the same, as the struggle is real for far too many communities across the United States. But this video is about comparing America's wealthiest county to its most impoverished, not the dozens upon dozens of similarly distraught areas, many located here in the southern US. There aren't quite as many truly wealthy communities as there are lower income ones, as wealth often finds itself isolated in portions of communities, but these metropolitan regions, specifically the Capital Beltway, the California Bay Area, and the Northeast Coast, hold a disproportionate share of American wealth.
I was going to say that northeast coast there, stretching when you've got Long Island and all the way up to like Massachusetts and Cape May up that way.
Yeah.
Cape Cod.
Cape Cod
up that way. I get mixed up.
Cape
Cape May's
May's
at the bottom of
down.
South Jersey, isn't it? But then I didn't realise that tip of Virginia there was kind of like classified as one of the. I should have thought about it when you think about all the politicians and everything from DC and all the corruption that they boil up and sort of like gather around, so it's like make money.
I've seen that Ashburn place that I was talking about with like loads of like Commanders or Wizards players. Like,
Oh really?
like,
Yeah.
there
There's
type
that as
thing,
well. Yeah. You've got the sports for the because you've got quite a few sports teams there, haven't they? Yeah, it's you never think of it that way,
No.
but I know the northeast there and obviously the Bay Area in California.
Yeah.
Both the counties of Loudoun and McDowell are located here, in an area once known as the single state of Virginia, but while Leesburg, Virginia and Welch, West Virginia are just 250 miles as the crow flies apart, almost everything about them, from everyday life to countywide economic output to infrastructure integrity, couldn't be more different. Part of that is actually geography, as much of McDowell is mountainous and covered in thick forest with rugged terrain and heavy precipitation, making city building expensive and problematic, while Loudoun, being covered in more arable land with modest rolling hills and a more mild climate, has always been prime for development, especially thanks to its economic windfall of being located near DC. However, it's also the inherent difference in how Virginia and West Virginia have developed over the years, as Virginia has America's 13th highest per capita or per person GDP, while West Virginia has just the nation's 42nd, with Virginia having a
Oh, I
statewide...
didn't realise they were that like different from each other.
Yeah, it's considering they border each other, it's madness, isn't it? Sort of thing, very close by. What did he say? 250 miles separating the two.
poverty rate of 10%, a full point lower than the national average, while West Virginia has a poverty rate that reaches nearly 18%. And Virginia is a growing state with 8.7 million residents, while the population of West Virginia has dwindled for decades, as the state currently sits at less than 1.8 million. That's hundreds of thousands less than it had all the way back in 1990. creating this shared feeling of growing despair, especially in McDowell, where good mining jobs have eroded, while other opportunities have remained mostly absent, leaving little in the way of upward mobility, with young families increasingly fleeing their homes for better circumstances. But Virginia's wealth isn't as widespread as a simple snapshot may suggest, as economic prospects outside the Beltway and Eastern Coast are more stagnant, while even some of the growth areas have gotten increasingly frothy. That's because, and this can be a little confusing, but the western portion of Virginia proper has 25 counties, at least partially located in Appalachia. But Loudoun County isn't just your typical Virginia county. No, it's the wealthiest county in the entire United States, filled with exceptionally valuable suburban DC real estate that provides its wealthy residents the best of both worlds, living in the beautiful, quiet countryside with easy access to, perhaps, America's most vital hub for influential business operations and lobbying efforts. That's how the median home price in Loudoun grew to a staggering $785,000. Now, the Beltway itself is fairly large, and Virginia isn't the only state with real proximity. In fact, even a small portion of West Virginia is at least DC adjacent. But as you can see here on the map, is far outside the reach of opulent Northern Virginia and the natural benefits of Metro DC, with modern-day McDowell having a median home price of just...
What's the state that's just above that then?
Maryland, is it?
I thought Maryland was the one that comes down the side.
That's Delaware, isn't it?
Delaware, okay, so it's Maryland just above it. Yeah, because Maryland's
just
really nice as well, isn't it? I always remember when we used to drive down and go through DC and places like that. We used to stop off in like Virginia. It was always nice, wasn't it, when you sort of like stop around Virginia areas.
Yeah.
But I never thought, if someone said to me, "Where's the richest county in the USA? Where is it?" I would have definitely guessed either New York or California.
Well, it's Virginia, yeah.
I wouldn't have said Virginia, but then when you think about it, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
$36,000, struggling with an unemployment rate of 8.6%, more than double the national average, and a rate of poverty that's nearing 40%, as it's lost nearly 80% of its residents from an all-time high in 1950. As McDowell's peak back in the mid-20th century came from the rise of West Virginia coal, as mining operations there built the West Virginia economy while playing a key role in the emergence of America's new middle class, with McDowell County coal powering industrial steel while bringing power to millions of American homes. But after helping turn America into a legitimate wealth-generating nation, many of the workers that made McDowell's coal revolution possible were let go, with the coal workforce dwindling over recent years as machinery and automation made the already profitable enterprise that much more profitable. But as West Virginia coal was changing and workers there were left behind, Northern Virginia was quickly rising, with this whole area, especially Loudoun County, becoming the nation's largest concentration of upper-middle-class Americans thanks to Loudoun's close proximity to the entire DC area and some of the nation's highest-rated healthcare facilities, schools, historic sites, and other valuable amenities, things you simply wouldn't find in a place like McDowell.
Yeah, interesting that.
Yeah.
It's very educational for me.
Where was that
I didn't
part
think it'd be
of Virginia we went to when we went to that beach? We went through like, it was like a not forest, but it was like woods, and then all of a sudden we came out the other side.
out on the other side. It was like in the Virginia Beach area, but sort of thing. But it was like a secluded beach that we just turned up on, didn't we? We were like, look, I don't know where we were walking. We were just going for a walk. We parked up and gone for a walk somewhere. Yeah. And we ended up walking through a little bit of woodland and just coming out on like a very like secluded beach. And we were like,
nobody else on there.
Yeah, it was mint. It was really nice as well, wasn't
beautiful.
it? But I think it was like the Virginia Beach area.
Yeah.
But it was like a little bit outside of it. Yeah. But the one thing you've got in America, which you don't really have in Europe, well, you do have it in Europe, but it doesn't. It's a lot more difficult in Europe to do. Is if you're not happy in, say, New Jersey, you can move to Iowa without any problems. Same language, same currency, no documentation required. It's sort of like the only probably thing you have to probably do is probably change your driving license. I don't know if that even you have to do that.
That's a long way as well, though. That's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's a long way.
You've just got to get a new job.
It could be a new start, and you're going for a fresh start, new job, a totally different economy, different way of life, and all that kind of stuff. You can go for a change. If we want to move from, especially after Brexit anyway, but if we want to move from Britain and move to, say, Poland, it's very difficult for us. Number one, it's to change the language.
Yeah.
So you go into a different dialect, change your currency. There's a lot of different things that go with it. A lot of red tape that you don't really sort of face that might come in one country that you're going to face in another. So the USA, moving that massive distance to start a new life is quite easy to do.
Yeah.
I guess there's obviously costs associated with it. And if you're moving from some parts of, say, West Virginia, the cost to move somewhere a little bit better is very difficult. But it's the opportunity that stands there. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's one thing that I always thought good about the USA.
Yeah.
Don't know. It's like when we went to the USA, went to live there, I could go wherever I wanted.
Yeah.
Once I had that visa, or green card or whatever, I could go anywhere in the USA and set up base there.
Yeah.
So we chose New Jersey.
Yeah. And then Texas.
Texas, yeah. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Cheers.